Chase, it is somehow October. It's very strange.
Best month of the year.
It is a very, very, very probably my favorite. Probably my favorite month too. It's a very good one. We've got a lot of big things to celebrate in October. Your birthday being one of those, my anniversary being another.
Halloween, candy time,
big time, dude. Do you know that there's 2 new Reese's shapes?
I assume there's always a new Reese's shape, but what shape have they figured out now?
There's a bat and a ghost.
So they're just doing peeps now, basically.
There's for October. You've got the classic pumpkin. You have a ghost, and now you have a bat.
I think we've talked about it in the past. When it comes to Reese's shapes, like I honestly would just like a Reese's. Like give me like the regular Reese's. But if you're gonna make me get a shape, I want the eggs. I want them Easter eggs.
Eggs are really good.
It's just the right, like it's just a big circle of peanut butter wrapped in chocolate. That's what I want. I don't need funky shapes.
Yep.
I used to be like a Dino Nugget kid, but then I was like, wait a minute, you get less nug.
You got to go for the full boot and the bell.
Give me that full nug. That's what I'm always saying.
Chase, let me ask you a question. Yeah. When was the last time you were in a GameStop?
Ooh. At least 6 months ago.
Okay.
And I only went in to buy Magic cards, and then I left. I did not engage with any of the video game stuff in a game.
Well, there's not. It's few and far between, my friend.
Fair enough. Like, it's a mountain of Funko Pops, and that's basically all it is.
So this past week, I went and upgraded my launch day PS5 to a PlayStation 5 Pro. I wanted to have that for...
Why'd you do that?
I had a little extra money nestled away. It's been on my mind, like if there was a compelling enough reason, because I only play Sony first party games or console exclusives to the PlayStation. Everything else is on my PC or my Switch.
I don't want to spoil anything, Bobby, but there is a new PlayStation high premium profile game that's out now. So this is the perfect time, I guess.
That was the reason I did it. I wanted to wrap up Death Stranding and then Ghost of
another premium PlayStation first.
And then we talked a little bit about it, but they showed that trailer for Wolverine, and I thought that looked pretty slick, and I think that would benefit from higher fidelity and all the bells and whistles you get. And you know this about me, like I like to play video games at the best setting you can. Like frame rates and resolutions has always been a very important thing to me on like what I get out of a video game. It's not for everybody, but I really appreciate seeing a game push those things, like redline the fucking graphics. But the reason I'm bringing this up to you is, and it's funny that you were there for Magic the Gathering. I used to go to GameStop all the time, man. I was a pro card member that was very much like in the cycle of buying and trading quite often. This was one of the weirdest fucking experiences I've had. So, one, I didn't recognize that they don't open it until noon. GameStop is literally opening at noon now.
I guess that makes sense. How many people need to go get their games in the morning?
But 10 a.m. is a pretty standard opening time. But what they've done is I did hear about this. They are down to like one person per shift at GameStops now, which
we
sucks.
had a good friend of the show, Jiggy, used to work at a GameStop, and I'm pretty sure that was the case with them.
They're
the only one there.
Yeah, it was not great. Sorry, I was just getting my iPad. And the thing that was crazy about this to me was they had a huge line. Like I kind of thought people were over GameStop, and there was people lining up to get in there. Yeah. And so I'm like, fuck, all right, I'll get in this line. I'll go in here. And the guy's super pleasant. He opens the door. He's like, hey, can you just tell me what you're here to do so I can figure out how I'm going to attack this line? And I was like, that's smart, because like if you're just coming in to grab that Funko Pop or grab whatever it is, then you're going to just move somebody over and take that really quick. So there was like 3 people ahead of me, and this one guy kind of whispered to him what he was doing. I'm like, what the fuck did he say? And he pulls out, dude, like probably 40 cards
Yeah.
that were all like very heavy duty, like casing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And he's like, hey, it's going to take me a minute. I've got to do a PSA. And I was like,
Oh no.
and I was like, what?
Oh
Like, what's the
no.
public service announcement? What the fuck you got to tell us about?
Nope, not that.
And so this guy proceeds to lay out all these cards. And I
Yeah.
immediately start thinking about like how much I just wanted to like kick your ass for like this, because I somehow connected this to you. And I don't know why. I'm just like, is this some
These were 100% Pokemon cards, yes?
No.
What?
There was Magic cards out with this guy.
Oh no.
So
The worst fucking people.
basically they have to photograph front and back every card, and then they have to print out stickers, and then put these stickers on the card and photograph them with that on it. And they're like creating this database entry. But there was so many people doing this when I went in there. Like, that's all it was. But there was also,
did you go in at noon? Like, is this the first thing that everybody?
This was people lined up. Yeah, I was there.
Okay.
Sarah had.
So this is people who were like, oh, you had the people who, because this is, to be fair, I know you want to kick my ass, and I think from like a like remove it once or twice, but yeah, I see where I'm associated with these people. But I would say card people in general have fucked everything. Card collectors, because all they do is just cause fucking trouble. You have the people who
there was trouble, all right.
Like remember the stories about Walmarts and Targets where people would just line the fuck up as soon as the product would go on display. They'd all rip it down. There'd be fights about it. And then I think Target specifically was just like, oh no, we're not doing cards anymore. We're not.
They shut it down.
I think Walmart still does cards, but they buy a whole lot less, because every time I go to Walmart, I see barely any cards there. And those fucking people, those scalpers, just buy all the stuff they can get, rip it all, and then take the couple things that they want that are worth money, and then also cause a bunch of other bullshit trouble. So this guy was actually trying to get cards graded there, or he had already had graded.
No,
cards?
he was bringing his cards in to have them sent off for grading.
I didn't even know GameStop offered that service. I guess that makes sense. That sounds like something that
this is what's going on.
Money.
So I'm waiting, and there's another couple in front of me, and they're trying to trade in a Switch. This other employee happens to walk in, thank God. And he just like, bless his heart, walked around the counter and just immediately started getting to work, helping people.
Yeah. I feel like if I'm that second employee, or even if I'm that first employee, I'm saying, fuck all you card people. You can wait. You're going to take all this fucking time. So like, let's get the people who can be in and out first, because the rest of you guys are fucking scum. So you can wait your turn.
Allegedly. So this employee, I was just like, hey, I really appreciate you coming in here and doing this. I'm like, that's new, right? He's like, we've been doing it for a while. I'm like, it's been a long time since I've been here. Their CEO is on the board of PSA.
Okay.
And so they're like, as soon as that happened, like we knew that we were going to be getting more into this. And he told me, he's like, that's legitimately like majority of our business anymore is literally just doing PSA. But I heard some people, and this is why I full circle with you. I don't know I know that you've had cards in the past. I think Pokemon cards that were really nice. I don't know where you're at with your collection on other stuff, but what I will tell you, I think this is a pretty good process. I think it's a very cost-effective one. I think they do.
Sure. Yeah.
So
that's not the problem. The problem is just the morality of doing it in the first place. It's especially with Magic cards, because Magic cards generally, outside of a scant few, are not expensive. They're not. The individual cards themselves are not meant to be expensive.
I think they were Magic cards. They did not look like Pokemon cards from what I could see.
They were almost assuredly Magic cards. But the thing with Magic cards is like you should play with them, and Pokemon cards too. But like Pokemon cards have always been a collector thing like, from the very beginning. Magic wasn't that. Like Magic was about buying the cards so you could play with them, and there's like a different philosophy to it. So now that Wizards of the Coast, the people who own Magic and used to own the Pokemon trading card game until they fucked it up and the Pokemon company took it back away from them. Wizards has gotten to make Magic more like Pokemon with collector boosters and alternate arts and serialized the whole One Ring that there was only the one of One Ring that Post Malone has now that he paid like $1 million for. That has gotten a collector culture that used to only be all about Pokemon cards, and now they're starting to get into Magic cards like that too. And it just fucking sucks because as soon as you put one of those cards under glass or like that plastic, those slabs, you can't play with that card anymore. No. Like it doesn't go in a deck. You can't shuffle that shit. That's what sucks. So yes, you mentioned I have a couple of graded cards. This was during the pandemic when we all were thinking Pokemon cards were huge again, and they were. And so just kind of on a lark, a friend told me, "Hey, you have some base set Pokemon cards. You have some first editions. You got a Holo Charizard. You should maybe consider getting those graded because those might actually be worth a lot. And man, they're not. You don't play with them in the card game anymore. So like none of them are legal in any of that stuff. So like go ahead." So I went ahead and I got a couple cards graded. I'm not going to sell them. They weren't the best versions of them because they were cards I played when I had them as a kid. But it's nice to have those as of course, actual display pieces. But for a Magic card, fuck that. Those are cards that you play. Like you can put them in as many sleeves as you want, but you got to play with those things. That's what they fucking are for.
Well,
that makes me sick.
So GameStop does that now. They also had a big Funko Pop, like buy one, get one free, which people were going crazy over. I'm going to share some deeper thoughts on the PlayStation 5 next week when I talk about Ghost of Yotei. But I'll just say right now before I get into what I've been playing, I'm the first impressions of Ghost are really positive. So I'm hoping to have a little bit more to share next week. But let's kind of walk through what we got going on here, man. This is episode 441. This is our October games preview. You and I are going to be sharing some updates on the games that we played in September, and there was a lot of games to check out, and there's even more in October from the looks of things. So we'll talk through that.
Games.
They do keep making games.
Who knows? Maybe that'll stop.
Yes,
based on some of the recent news that's coming out there.
Yeah, next week we'll talk a little bit about it here, but we're when we get into the actual segment for the monthly preview, we're gonna change up some of the production on what we do. But let me tell you about a game I'm playing. Speaking of September preview, we covered it on there, but I'm playing Dying Light: The Beast. This is put out by Techland. It came out on September 18th. This was going to be DLC for Dying Light 2. And I started playing Dying Light when Dying Light 2 got announced. And I had a pretty good time with it. I completed Dying Light 2. I really enjoyed my time with Dying Light 2. But I know people that were Dying Light stans, and there's a lot of them, felt they made the game too accessible. And they removed some of the friction that people really enjoyed from Dying Light 1. While introducing some really exciting things like the parkour movement, the grappling, just the verticality of these levels. If you're not familiar with the loop of this, things are like it's basically a survival horror game. It's zombies, but at night things get real fucked up real quick, and there's a different type of zombie that's very fast and will hunt you and chase you through the city. So nighttime sucks. They made nighttime a lot easier in 2, and I think that's where people got frustrated.
Because it was also because the first game, Dying Light's in the name, but it was when it got dark, it got dark.
It got very dark. It was
very scary. So I'm pretty sure. Am I right that 2 made it more visible at night? Which really
it wasn't nearly as dark, and there was more. It's like you could be out without like having safe houses and be okay because you would come across an area that had like a UV light bulb and you could just hang out there and stay safe. But you played in Dying Light as Kyle Crane, and then you played as a whole new protagonist in Dying Light 2 and a whole different story there. You're back to Kyle Crane. And so this is going to be standalone DLC. They've expanded it and made it into Dying Light: The Beast.
They've silk songed it.
They silk songed it, yes. So, Dying Light, the Beast, you are back as Kyle Crane for basically, I think, 6 years, I think is what it was. I mean, years for sure. You were prodded on, tested to where you kind of have this mutant gen in you. Like you are the beast yourself. And the game kicks off. You're escaping from some shit. You kind of get this eye in the sky watching you. They're like, hey, you just need to trust me on this. Go and do these things. And you end up coming face to face with this woman who's been guiding you. And then you get fucking overwhelmed. There's a big, bad creature that you have to fight. She takes its blood and puts it in you. And you kind of get this Mega Man thing going.
I feel like we skipped a couple steps.
Oh, with the blood?
And it's like, oh, yeah, you know, we were fighting this thing and yada, yada, yada. Now I've got its blood in me.
Well, you're okay. Passed out. And so without your permission, she goes and does this because she's taking samples. She is working on the blood of these creatures.
She's like, I gotta find a place to store this blood. Well, here's the body.
She's like, he's got a little something in him, I bet. So we're gonna put more of it in there. And
sure.
It's not quite Mega Man, but there are big bads that have certain abilities that when you kill them and get their blood, it opens up some of their abilities on the skill tree. And I'm always a big fan of that. Like I like stealing and kind of.
Yeah. You know, what was your vampire game that did that too?
Oh my gosh. Hang on.
I didn't mean to break you. Sorry.
No.
Val.
V Rising.
V Rising. Yeah.
V Rising. So yes, they have that in here. But what I wanted to tell you was, I don't know what they've done. So this is very more melee focused, by the way. Like you do have guns, but you get a lot of machetes, hatchets, axes, bats, pipes, etc. And it's like Mirror's Edge in its movement. But dude, just the level of satisfaction of what happens when you hit these zombies with like a lead pipe in the head, like eyeballs pop out, the like physicality and just the physics of what they've done in this game on how each object has like a very distinct sound and feel when you use it.
Sure.
The story has been really compelling. The voice acting is awesome. The setting is great. The game is terrifying in the sense of like, I don't like games where you're being chased. So that is like a thing that I wrestle with. But you get to a point where like it doesn't matter too much. You just get really good with like traversal and grappling hooks and stuff, and that's really exciting when you're okay.
Did they bring back the friction that people were asking for from the first game?
They absolutely did. It is dark as hell at night. Nighttime, like it's really funny because there's a whole group of people that didn't play Dying Light 1 that played Dying Light 2 that are like, what the fuck is going on at night? And everybody that's played Dying Light, they're like, oh, first time? Yeah, let me walk you through what happens at night, motherfucker. It sucks.
Moon's haunted.
The moon is haunted. So this game, I think, is like 30 to 40 hours, which is very, very doable. And
that's pretty good for something that was started as DLC.
Yeah, man. But I don't want to sit here and like kick rocks at other people, but when I think about some of the other games that started off as DLC and got spun off into their own thing, it felt like mostly filler. This one so far, no pun intended, has been like all killer. Everything is working very good on it. I like so this is a game where you collect blueprints, and blueprints let you level up your gear. It also lets you craft new gear.
Lets you draft a new room, and then you go into it and you get new gems.
Yes, you get very lost. The other thing too is there is weapon degradation on this, but most like common weapons, they give you a limited amount of, so if you have like 15 scrap, you can restore it on the fly when you're out and about, but they have a countdown.
And I'm sure it's probably a little bit more in like the Zelda Breath of the Wild style of like you're not meant to hang on to any of these weapons for very long.
Yeah,
they're kind of use and throw them away and find a new one.
There's stuff everywhere, so it's like you're panicked, and it kind of fits. It's like things are bad, so you are making kind of shoddy weapons. Yeah. But there's some really cool stuff where you can like mix and match, and like there was one where I added like this engine to a machete that like allowed it to have like more power when I swung it, which was stupid.
Sure. Some very Dead Rising kind of shit.
Yeah, it's a cool game. I didn't speak on the cost of it. It is $60. If you buy just the base, it's $70. If you get the deluxe edition, which comes with a bunch of outfits, a soundtrack, and then I think there's like a prepper suit that you get in that also. There's gonna be no, I don't know if they're gonna do DLC for this considering all the things, but the reception has been very positive. The development team has been very vocal about like, hey, we heard you, here's what we're doing. We love playing scary games too, so we're gonna make this we're taking the best of Dying Light 1, we're taking the best of Dying Light 2, and we're giving you all of that in one package now. And I think they kind of nailed it. Very positive, sitting at like 15,000 reviews right now on Steam. I do think this is on quite a bit of stuff. I think I'm pretty sure it's on PlayStation and Xbox too. But yeah, that's Dying Light the Beast. There's a lot of other things I'm playing right now. I don't know how quickly I will get through this, but I do plan on playing quite a bit of it and seeing where the story goes, because I think the story so far has been pretty cool.
Nice.
But yeah, next week I have a bunch of other shit I've been checking out. I just want to have a little bit more time to talk to you about it, and I think it'll be a bit more relevant to talk about some of that stuff next week anyway. So
yeah.
Anything you want to check in on before we get into the look back?
Mean, real briefly, like now that I'm past Death Stranding 2, which I think I really turned around in that game and ended up enjoying quite a bit of it. I still have the same problems I had before, and I think the ending is real stupid, but I also had a pretty good time.
Yeah.
But now that that's finished, I know I've got a couple other games. We're going to talk about one of them coming up here for the October preview, but I've got a handful of games. I got a week off coming up here, so I'm really excited to just sit down and play a bunch of games and get a lot of time in. But I've still been chipping away at Super Robot Wars. I'm going to continue doing that probably throughout the rest of the year, and I'm still having a really good time with that. I've upgraded the ship to the highest level it can be now, so I've got that stuff. But there's still a lot of characters and things to unlock and go on as well.
Nice.
I think I'm in chapter 3, and I know there's at least 5 chapters, and it might even be 7 or something. So there's plenty of game left to play on that one.
Oh, there's plenty of robots at war.
Oh, absolutely. I still am playing a little bit more of Pokemon Emerald Sea Glass as well.
Is that all the way out, or is that just a demo? Oh wait, that's the first. Sorry, that's the older one.
Yeah,
never mind.
Lazarus one. That's still just a demo, but the Sea Glass is the hey, we remade Emerald, but we have this 2.5 generation art style to it, and I still think it looks really gorgeous. I wonder though if I would be as lost if I had played vanilla Emerald, because I know I beat Ruby and Sapphire and played those games and enjoyed those games, but I never played Emerald before, and I know there are changes to the story, and there have been multiple times where I go, I don't really know where I'm supposed to go, or this doesn't really feel like it's the natural way that things are supposed to progress. And I wonder if that's because I've played Ruby and Sapphire before and this just is a little bit different, or if something in the game, something in Emerald is just weirder about it, or less upfront about where you're supposed to go, or if it's this hack that I'm playing that might have changed a little thing here or there, or maybe things just don't look like they're supposed to that would be more obvious. I'm not really sure. I can't really put my finger on it, but it has been pretty easy to just go to an Emerald walkthrough, a vanilla Emerald walkthrough, and things are generally 1-to-1. So I've been catching up right now. I'm in Team Aqua's hideout. So Groudon has been unlocked, and he's out there doing shit. So now I think Kyogre's about to get out as well. So I think I'm kind of getting to a point in that game where like the post game is about to get to. I don't think I have all the badges yet, but I'm getting there.
I have a feeling that this is going to impact a game we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Okay, it might, yeah. But I've been having a lot of fun with that as well, and keep kind of going back to it every once in a while. So
hell yeah,
I'm playing a lot of games, but I know I've got a couple of heavy hitters.
I think next week I feel like we're gonna have a pretty big what you've been playing, and then a pretty introspective look at the industry at large. But I'm looking forward to those conversations next week for sure.
Same here.
Well, with that, that gives us plenty of time to sit and marinate on October. But before we get into that discussion, I guess we have to look back at some of these games that we might be bringing over with us a little bit,
Yeah,
right?
let's wrap up September here. So, Bobby, you had a number of games on your September picks list. You
I
had Lego
did.
Voyagers, which you haven't played yet.
No, I have it. It's downloaded. I am either going to play that with my wife or with you. Like I don't think I can play this game by myself.
Right.
So we'll see. We
Just figuring out who you like more.
no, we just don't have a lot of downtime right now at the house to like go and hang out and play this, but we're also we bought that Lego Death Star set that for our anniversary.
That's
And
right.
we're gonna be building that.
You have different Lego to
There's a lot
together.
like October is when all the holiday sets come out too, so we've got a bunch of Legos coming this week. So maybe you and I can fire that up on a Monday night and just see what that's about, because that's the Annapurna game 1. It's Lego 2. I think it looks great, but I do own it. Just haven't played it.
Yeah, very cool. You also had Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. That was coming out of early access.
Yeah, I've played a lot of this. It's very fucking good. But you should check it out. Like, people go play that game.
Slime Rancher 2, same kind of deal.
I did fire that back up. I was like, what the fuck was I doing here? I don't remember any of the layout that I had, but that game is in 1.0, and they brought over all the good stuff like drones to assist around the ranch and stuff. So I am hoping to curl up with that one and have a little. That's like my unwind game right now.
Are you going to start from scratch there, or are you still?
No, man, I put a ton of time into that, so I just need to like take an hour to kind of like refamiliarize myself with where I was at, what I was doing, because I had a very good loop at that game, so I don't want to start completely over.
Yeah. You had Borderlands 4, which we talked about last week, and I don't want to talk more about.
Yeah, I continue to have a really good time with Borderlands 4.
Yeah. And then your last two games are also the two games that were on my list. One is Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, which I don't think either of us played, right?
No, it just hit a sale, so I can get that game for like $25 now, which I think I will. It came out, and I think they've patched it since, but it had a really rough launch on PC.
And Switch as well. I know the Switch version had some performance issues.
Oh, really? Okay.
We're talking about, so it wasn't something that I was picking up immediately. I'm still interested in that game.
There's just so much other stuff going on, man.
It's true. But I also think when we talked about that game for the monthly preview of September, whenever, like, we were still thinking that was like a Clap Hands joint, and it's not. Like,
no,
it's a different company. Correct. That's why Don Pappas isn't in it.
And that took away a little bit of my excitement for it, by the way.
Me too. I actually like the way it looks. I know some people who are not fans.
Yeah, I don't mind the look of
art
it.
Style. I think the look is kind of nice, and I've been thinking like, I could kind of go for another golf game. But my other thought is, I could also just turn Clap Hands Golf back on, and I could just keep playing more of that. I have more costumes to get. Like, I beat that game, but there's more to.
Or there's Mario Golf, which I enjoyed Mario Golf too.
Yeah, I also like Mario Golf. It just, I kind of just want a golf course that's a golf course, and Mario Golf is a little too much of obstacles and bullshit in there.
For sure.
It would have been really nice if they made a second golf story, but it's weird that company just never made anything else after that game.
No, nothing came out at all.
Strange.
They weren't bitter about that at all or anything.
No, certainly not. So yeah, I think Everybody's Golf Hot Shots is still something that'll be on my radar, and I'll take a look and check in to see if.
I just don't feel pressed to play it right now. There's other things that are more pressing to me currently.
Yeah, like I could see that going on a much deeper sale before I jump into it.
Totally.
So. And then the last thing we had was Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles, which just came out a couple days ago.
Yeah.
At the end of September, and by all accounts, I feel like people are generally really liking this, or really liking this package. I know you've played a little bit of it, and
I got some thoughts on it for sure.
With just the tactics part of it, or the
Final
Fantasy tacticsness of it. I imagine we'll talk about that more maybe next week.
Yeah, I'll. It's going to be a bigger conversation. Like I'll talk more next week on that one, but mechanically, I'm having a hard time with the camera, and everything outside of the camera is pretty good though.
And I haven't started playing that game either, but I plan to. So
I think you'll like
we'll
it.
see about that.
It seems like your
I
shit.
think I probably will as well. I think after playing the GBA Tactics, Tactics Advance, that I understand and am more comfortable with the mechanics, and now seeing them in the game that started it all, I think I'm probably going to enjoy that a little bit
Yeah.
more. But we'll see. We'll see. But that was September, which means it's time for us to move into October, and we're going to start by talking about some free stuff on PlayStation Plus Essentials. You can get Alan Wake 2, Goat
Dude.
Simulator 3, and Cocoon, which that's a pretty
That
good month of titles, right?
Dude, I know people like Goat Simulator. Alan Wake 2, I think, is one of the better games that's been out in the last 10 years. And Cocoon, you didn't beat that, correct?
I did.
Okay.
I had a great time with Cocoon.
Yeah, Cocoon was phenomenal. I think Cocoon, I kind of look back on that one better than Inside, I think. For me.
I think I'd agree. I think Cocoon is a little bit more obvious about being a puzzly game, whereas Inside is more just
It had
like
a wild
navigating
ending.
a story.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly. Yeah, I really like Cocoon. I think people should check that out. It's not an
They had a
incredibly
solid
long
lineup
game.
last month too. There was a lot. So the Viewfinder, Stardew Valley.
Yeah, PlayStation's bringing some good stuff to Essentials, and
somebody's got to.
They also added a bunch of new stuff for the extra and premium services. I can't remember what they were because I don't care about that shit.
Do you subscribe to Essential?
Yes, I do have Essential. So I at least grab these games when they come out.
Yeah.
Bobby, let's talk a little bit about Game Pass.
Yeah, so we're going to talk more about this next week, y'all. But today, I think it was today, that's how quickly the news moves. Microsoft introduced some not so great changes to the Game Pass service. As you all know, we've been struggling for a bit to cover Microsoft with the ongoing BDS strike against them and their involvement on supporting Israel in their march towards genocide. I've been a big fan of the Game Pass service since it's come out. And
we've had a lot of conversations about it, good and bad.
Good and bad.
I think there was a lot of value to it at one point.
Yep. Again, we're going to talk more about this next week, but the long and short of it is they changed a lot of the structure of what Game Pass is, and I don't feel comfortable even saying that, like, we jokingly call this the free stuff. But I don't know if the value is truly there anymore for us to really reward this service as it once was. So and again, like, the only thing I'll just say before next week is people reacted in such a way that the subscription page for Microsoft crashed. So that should tell you.
Yeah, the page that allows you to cancel your Game Pass was offline because so many people were trying to get it.
What we're going to do moving forward, again, is let you know that Microsoft is being targeted on the strike for their involvement in the things we mentioned. We will cover their games and monthly previews. I will play their games where I see an opportunity to do so. Full disclosure, I haven't paid for Game Pass. I get it as gift cards every holiday, and I have a subscription that I will let lapse at the end of that because I can't cancel it because I'm not paying for it. But we are not going to be celebrating Game Pass like we have for years now on this show. And that's a really fucked up thing for me to say because I feel like I have been a huge advocate for that service, despite all the bullshit that Microsoft has done, which we're going to talk a bit about next week. So we're not going to tell you about Game Pass. You can go look at that. It's very expensive now. It's very confusing now. And it's no longer the value that I think is for the people it was built for.
Yeah. As Bobby said, we'll discuss that more next week. I do want to give a little update on the BDS movement. It did seem like there was some concessions that Microsoft made. They did. There was like a very specific thing that they were doing with the phone logs, and they said, okay, hey, we're not going to do that anymore. And it almost a little bit like the Jimmy Kimmel Disney Plus stuff. Like Disney brought back Jimmy Kimmel right before they announced that there was a price hike on Disney Plus, because they didn't want a bunch of people canceling subscriptions when they're about to ask them for more money. And it almost felt like the very similar thing here of like, okay, what if we make a concession right before we make Game Pass more expensive. But I don't think it's going over as well for Microsoft as it was for Disney. Not that Disney got off scot free
No.
or anything, but also Microsoft made a much smaller concession. They are still very much working with the Israeli government, and so BDS is continuing to put pressure on them and urge people not to use Game Pass. And now with this new Game Pass stuff,
Yeah.
it just feels like we're at a point where like, okay, well, we won't cover it. We don't feel the need to. We don't really want to, and we're just not going to. So that's
Yeah.
where that goes. We'll still talk about PlayStation Plus for this section, but otherwise we'll more or less get right into the games of October. We would normally spin a wheel right here for me, and it's my birthday month, so we've always done like a special birthday wheel. But good news, I already got my present, which was getting to play another Fire Emblem game, and
You
I
slut.
wasn't able to get around to that in September. So I think that's something that's just like, well, let's roll it over into October. Oh darn, Chase has to play a Fire Emblem sometime in
Yeah.
October. So we'll get an update on that hopefully sometime this month. So no wheel, we will move right into the monthly releases. We will start on October 1st with Magical Delicacy, which is
A
coming
game from
to
the past.
PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. From the past, is like, has this been out before?
Yeah, this came out conveniently. This was on Game Pass at one point in time. This had a really cool premise to it. I did not play it. I downloaded it. I think people dug it. But yeah, it's been out
Oh
on
yeah.
other platforms before. But also considering today's the second, I just said it was from the past there. But
Yeah. Sorry, I usually skip over those things when that's
no, it's all good, man. Like I remember because I love cooking games and I
yeah.
wanted to check this out, but I just never got around to it.
Well, it's out there again if people want to see it. So let's move on then to the second, where Ghosts of Yote. This game hasn't come out yet. I mean, it has come out yet, but
Today.
because it came out today.
Yeah. I'm playing this right now. I'll talk more about it next week. This is a very cool game. Chase, I know that you had some notes here. Do you want to talk on your notes on what you had for it?
Yeah, I mean, Sucker Punch is in the news for how they dealt with an employee who made a joke on Twitter or Blue Sky about the death of Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
And there's been some backlash to the studio for how they've handled that employee who spent a decade working with them. So that makes it a little icky. But outside of that, by the way, the employee has not called for a boycott or anything.
Yeah.
But they very much want you to play the game that they helped make. So that shouldn't be a real issue. It's just something that I've been thinking about with Sucker Punch lately. But what I've been hearing is that people are really enjoying this. I know I heard Austin Walker talking about the map system specifically and kind of how the game isn't necessarily like pointing you, like it's not putting down a waypoint and saying go exactly here and find the thing that you want. It's more of go to this area and explore it, like enjoy the area a little bit more, and maybe you'll find it, or maybe you'll find something else cool.
I had that happen, dude. I was on my way to do something this morning and I came across just completely organically. Like it's like, hey, you need to go to this swamp area by a cemetery. And this dude was last seen in the western part of it. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna head that way. And I came across like two very random, like a random merchant that I talked to and ended up getting a really cool piece of gear out of just helping them do something. And I found a hot spring and it was just such an organic, like exploratory moment. And like what these types of games are so boilerplate now. And I'm not saying Ghost of Yote is, but I played Assassin's Creed Shadow and there was nothing in between these places. It was just filler
Right.
for the sake of filler. And here you have this very vibrant world where there's secrets there. So like, I'll talk about it next week. I don't want to talk about it now because we got other games, but it's so fucking cool. The map, there's a card system. So like all your quests are just like little card tiles in the bottom corner. And you just like slide through them like a deck of cards, kind of figuring out like, okay, I got an item quest. There's a couple bounties I'm working on. This is like the main thread for the story on what I'm doing. But that's like it's just like, okay, I'm going to set a waypoint and I'm going to let this game take me and whatever happens.
It sounds kind of like the best of both worlds from here's a Ubisoft open world game that has it has all the stuff on it and has a very big complicated map on it. But also that game you talked about, was it last week? The one that has no map at all?
Hell
And
is us.
yeah. So a little bit like somewhere in between.
It really is.
Here's a map, but it's like a fuzzy map, and you still get to enjoy exploring the world, but you still know where you're going to. So that's
one more thing I'll just say on the map, because we're talking about that here. They have like treasure maps, but they're like for shrines where you get your skill points. And when you find these are like landmark maps that people have like drawn or had on their person. It doesn't overlay. So like your map has like, you could see where a river is. You can see like where a terrain would change with like mountainous or whatever. And you get a little bit of that. So like the snapshot of it might have like the fork of a river. And so what you're looking for is an overlay where like the river bend is the exact same on your map as that. And when you put it over it, you stamp it down and it becomes a permanent spot that you can go to and learn that ability. It's really cool how they did that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, man. So that's Ghost of Yote.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some text wrapping on this this thing so I can read my notes a little bit better.
You're good, dude.
Also on the 2nd, so it's out right now, is Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 in that Nintendo Switch bundle. Man, this one's weird.
I've never beaten these games, so I feel like I need to play them to that point because I know people adore them. And I also appreciate being able to own these games and play them on a current, like I'd like them to be, especially if Nintendo moving forward treats the library like they have between Switch 1 to Switch 2. I don't know what that looks like because my iPhone and my iPad, I can play games from 15 years ago. I kind of want that for my Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do, man. Like I feel torn right now.
It's a little difficult. So I beat the first game on the Wii and had a great time, and then I don't actually think I bought the second game, which is kind of a crime because the second game is supposed to be much more inventive and way.
I heard the second one's better.
That is what I hear as well, and it's got Yoshi in it, so how could it not be?
Yeah.
But these are both very lauded games, and I'm glad to see them being preserved, as you mentioned. I would love more game preservation and more things that you can play on current consoles. But also we already got the first Galaxy as part of that limited time Super Mario 3D collection. And I remember the controls not being all that great for it, people having trouble with that, or people arguing about that a little bit.
Yep.
And also just that it was a limited time thing. You cannot go and buy, you can buy a physical copy of that, but you can no longer buy the digital,
which is weird. It's so
collection.
Weird. So weird.
And now they're selling you these two games, and you can buy them individually for $40 each, which is a lot for basically remasters.
Are they timed as well?
These are not timed. I don't think these are timed.
Okay.
I don't think these are timed. I think you can just keep buying these, but they're $40 a piece, or you can get a bundle that makes them $70, which is still a lot of money for two games that have been out for a very long time. I don't know. I just feel a little bit weird about it. I also feel a little weird in that these are games that were made for the Wii. And while some of the things that they do can translate to regular buttons or like of the Switch, some of the stuff, like the motion control stuff, the way you control Luma and things like that, like some of that just feels a little bit different to me, where I'm not sure if the Switch is necessarily the best way of playing these games. They're great games. I'm glad they're available.
They don't have the voucher system anymore, do they?
I don't know if they still do the voucher system.
Because there's two Nintendo. I mean, I'm going to buy this game. Like, I'm going to own this. Like, I want to play these games at some point in time. But and you'll see at the end of this episode, I have a lot of games I've picked. Shocker.
I was going to say it's a month that ends in Y. And it's like there aren't as many.
But I don't know if this is like, I would much rather finish Donkey Kong right now. I would much rather check out Pokemon. So I don't know if I need to buy it this month is what I'm getting. But if I have a voucher, I would probably do that.
Yeah. Well, let's keep moving on. We got a lot of games to cover here. On
Nothing
the 3rd,
on this one though.
just came out. Yeah, well, Bobby doesn't have to worry about this one. I do though. Digimon Story Time Stranger comes out for. Oh, have I been mentioning what these consoles are? Yeah, I think so. But
Yes.
Digimon Story comes out to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Okay, Bobby, we've talked about the Digimon Story games before. They're a
Is
little
this a
bit like
Cyber Sleuth?
So Cyber Sleuth was a Digimon Story game. Yes.
Okay.
There's a number of kinds of Digimon games. There's like Digimon World, which is its own RPG thing. Digimon Story is the one that's like, hey, we kind of tried to make a Persona here, and Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory were two games that kind of played in the same story there. And so this is the next game from that series. I don't think there's any story connection between Time Stranger and Cyber Sleuth, but the idea here is the same. Like it's a Persona style RPG. You're not going to get the production values that you get with Persona, but I think these games have played pretty darn well. I think they've got some really cool mechanics in them.
And this
There's
is like Persona. This one.
Yes.
Okay.
Like you'll have teams of characters. They have Pokemon / Persona style strengths and weaknesses. Some little rock paper scissors kind of stuff. There's a lot of collection, like in the way that you'd collect Personas or collect Pokemon. You can do similar things. There's a lot of fusion-y kind of stuff in the same way that you would fuse Personas. And there's an increased part of the story and of the humans in the story. I think this one is that you go into the digital world and there's this humanoid boy that's also a Digimon. I think that for me, that's the biggest turnoff. I don't like the look of that kid Digimon boy guy.
Yeah.
But you guys are going through this digital world, and it's interesting that it's kind of playing in like an isekai world. Like Digimon was always isekai, that going to another world thing, but this one very much feels like it's going to like Cyber Sleuth was about going into a computer, and it was like the Matrix, whereas there's code everywhere, and we're talking about going through circuits and whatever. And this one is very much, this is a fantasy world that Digimon inhabit that is part of the digital world, but it looks like it's a fantasy world.
Got it.
So a little bit different aesthetically here. I'm really interested in trying it. I've tried to keep mostly a media blackout on it. But like I said, I've got a week off here real soon, and
you're gonna go crazy
into it. So you're gonna hear more from me on that one for sure.
Awesome.
Let's talk about a game coming out on the 7th. That is Battlesuit Aces, which is coming to PC, Mac, Switch, and PS5. This is from the Battle Chef Brigade studio.
Oh, okay.
If you remember that game. Trinket Studios is what they're called. And this one is a Bobby. You got to listen here. This is a roguelike.
Okay.
Mecha.
Okay.
Card game.
That seems like something that
sounds like my shit,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It might be. Like it reminds me a lot of. Yeah, it's got like an FTL stylish thing to it, but like what was that other game that was like a card game?
Oh my god,
the space battles. Where
it had the yes, I know exactly. You had to like shoot the
ship side to side.
Yep, I know it's the pixel art one.
That wasn't Core Keeper, was it?
No, Core Keeper was another pixel art. Like that was a dungeon crawler.
Okay, Core something maybe.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Anyway, this studio seems like they know what they're doing, know how to make a cool video game. And these are the kinds of aesthetics that I like. I'm not a huge fan of Western studios making anime art, but
here we are.
There's a style here. I dig.
Well,
I dig
maybe
what they're doing.
We'll do a Monday night with this or something sometime.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense for the kind of games that we play on Monday nights. Let's move on to the 9th when we get Absolem, which is coming to PC, Switch, PS4, and PS5. I just think this game looks really nice.
Looks so good, dude. Beat 'em ups are not one of my favorite genres anymore. Like I don't hate them. I just don't feel compelled by them any longer. But man, this one looks really fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean the last beat 'em up you probably played was the TMNT one, right?
The Scott Pilgrim.
Or Scott Pilgrim. Okay.
Yeah.
which also, very pretty pixel art beat 'em ups. Those,
Yeah.
they're real nice looking pieces. Like I get why people are compelled to try them. Again, like the beat 'em up genre, same for you and same for me. It's not really a genre I like. It's not something that really feels good from a single player perspective. But this game, I don't think we've gotten to see any of the actual
Yeah, let
pixel
me
art.
bump forward here. There we go.
But the game
Looks so good.
Really good.
Yeah, it looks great, man. It looks like a
yeah.
Clay game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got that kind of feel to it. All right, let's talk about a game whose aesthetics maybe not jiving with as much. Also on the 9th is Rise Eterna 2, which is coming to the PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Bobby, there's a lot of indie Fire Emblem style games. A lot of people are trying to make that kind of game.
I don't like the look of this one.
Yeah, I mean the Dark Deity. I think
I like
it's probably
Dark
the one
Deity.
that's done this the best.
Yep.
And even then, it looks a little
Songs
janky,
of Conquest,
maybe.
I think, was the other one I liked a whole lot.
Yeah, I remember you liking that one quite a bit. I played the first one of these on my Switch, and I think it actually looked better than this game. I don't know how you make a second game and it looks worse.
Sure.
But from a mechanic standpoint, I really didn't have a good time with it. And the thing that was the biggest deal breaker for me is that in Fire Emblem, if you attack, then the enemy gets to do a counterattack, and vice versa. If the enemy attacks you, you get to do a counterattack afterwards. So there's like a give and take system to it. And only a couple of characters in the first Rise Eterna had the ability to counterattack. You had to have like a specific kind of character to be able to counterattack. So you had a bunch of people who it slowed the combat way down. It made everything feel like you'd move and then nothing would happen, or you'd take a little damage but you wouldn't be able to give anything back, and it just made the levels feel like a slog. I didn't think the writing was all that great. It didn't. Even the first game didn't look all that great, and the second one just looks even rougher. Probably not one I'm going to play, but I did just want to put that out there for people if they if they look at this and go like, oh, cool, I would love a somebody else's perspective on a Fire Emblem. I'm not sure this is the one that you should be looking for. There's other ones out there.
All right.
Let's talk about a game on the 10th, which is Battlefield 6. They made a sixth one of these, Bobby.
People are going crazy. This one apparently is...
People are going crazy. Not just about this game, but just generally. People are going crazy.
I think that they are really amping up the, like, hey, fuck Call of Duty. Like, they kind of trolled Call of Duty on one of the most recent trailers for this game, where they had, like, a bunch of celebrities that were going to be introduced as skins, and they just blew them all up and said, no, we're not doing that. This is... So I think they're really trying to, like, twist the knife and be like, hey... You've all been treated like dog shit over there. Come play a good game. And I like the banter. These are not for me. I know people really like these games, and this seems to be allegedly one of the better one of these in a while. If you're in a Battlefield, I think you'll be eating well. But I could care two shits about this thing.
Yeah, I've traditionally not liked the way that Battlefield's played. I preferred the feel of a Call of Duty, even though I also don't really want to play a Call of Duty anymore.
Sure.
I know I have a friend who swears by him. He really liked. Was the last one Battlefield 1, the World War one, or did they make another Battlefield?
I think there's another one after that. Yeah,
they probably is. PC, PS5, Xbox Series X looks very impressive.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be good for people like this.
But man, it's silly to me that we continue to do modern war style shooters.
Yep, agreed.
Yeah. Let's also on the 10th, Dreams of Another looks very different from Battlefield 6. This one's coming to PC and PS5. This is a new game from the Pixel Junk studio.
Oh, cool.
Those cool games. So I just thought this looked weird and interesting. It's not Battlefield, but it is a first-person shooter. Except, well, I guess it's not a first-person shooter, but it's just a shooter. But the things you shoot turn into like physical manifestations of this dream world. It's
very surreal.
very. It's interesting. I kind of want to try it.
Like an unfinished Swan level of weird.
Yeah, certainly. I think there's a lot of DNA that's in there as
Yeah.
well. I just found this to be really cool, like a little silly, like the premise idea that you're shooting dreams to make them real. Um, Sounds weird, especially when you have like a military style rifle. I don't think it's an AK, but like it's a
No, it
like
certainly looks
that's
that way.
just it looks like you just popped the Battlefield guy in here, but he's now shooting up a dream world that isn't killing things; it's making them come to life.
Yeah,
It's
it's a lot.
very interesting that it's coming out the same day as Battlefield 6.
I agree.
Let's move on to the 15th, where we're getting Ball Pit.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, Ball X Pit, Ball Cross Pit.
This was
coming to
such an
PC.
impressive demo, man.
It was. We played this on a casual Monday for was it a Steam Next
Fest
demo?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is coming to PC, Mac, Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X. This game's fucking cool.
It's so good, dude. Like
just look at it, man. It's great. It's like an Arkanoid thing where you're breaking blocks, but
it's so much fun. We had such a good time with it.
It's a roguelike where you're getting power ups like it's a Vampire Survivors kind of game. It's got some Loop Hero style stuff where you're building up a town or an area in between runs. I just think it looks really smart. They have a lot of cool ideas in there. We came up with some really fun builds that mixed poison and splitting up the balls into a lot of more balls and piercing
like
damage,
doing stuff from behind on it. It was
totally
good.
totally. I think this could be really neat. I would. I mean, it probably plays. You played it on PC, so you know how like the mouse feels. But I wonder how it's going to play with a Switch controller or just any controller.
I imagine left stick move your character, right stick move the cursor. If I had to guess.
Yeah, probably. I bet it'll play fine. But game looks good. This is a Devolver Digital joint, and they have been a little hit or miss lately.
Yeah.
But this one's
hitting.
Like it's a hit. Yeah,
I agree
for sure. On the 16th,
speaking of hit or
Pokemon.
miss,
what?
Speaking of hit or miss,
yeah, man. Like we give you a little spoiler, we both have this as our picks for the month, but I don't think we're confident.
I think that this thing has looked kind of shitty since it's been announced.
I agree.
And I am at a point where like I don't even know if I'm going to pre-order this game until I hear for sure some very positive reviews. Because I got burned hard on Scarlet and Violet. I know this is different. I liked the last Legends game. I think it was one of the better newer Pokemon games. But dude, even on the Switch 2, I think that looked a lot better. Like it ran better. But this just looks kind of bad.
I'm struggling a little bit with it too. For you audio listeners who aren't seeing the trailer, we're talking about Pokemon Legends not Arceus. That's the last one. Pokemon Legends ZA. Which is coming out the 16th for Switch and Switch 2. As Bobby said, we both liked Arceus. I think Arceus lent itself really well to this. I liked this, going back in time to Sinnoh, and you didn't have a whole lot of buildings around you. It was a very natural area, and that felt like maybe a way of making the game run. But this time they're going full city. This is the city from Black and White, right?
No, this is
X and Y.
X and Y. Yeah.
It's
like the French city, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Here's
what I'll say.
I don't know.
I did a little digging while you and I were chatting. It does not look like the vouchers are available for the Mario Galaxy games, which is weird. But you can get the vouchers, and I will let you know that if you have a Switch 2 or a Switch, this game and Metroid Prime 4 are both available. So those
I
vouchers,
guess it makes sense for Mario because one, that's a bundle of 2 games, so they probably don't want you to double dip like that. And 2, if you tried to buy them individually, they're not full price games. So I guess they only want to do the vouchers with full price stuff. But anyway, I'm not.
I have this as a pick. I'm so on the fence. I've been on the fence with this. I just have not been impressed with anything I've seen on this game to the point where I kind of like stopped tuning in because I'm like,
Yeah.
I will get it if I hear good things, but I don't know, man. I think
I
this
think
is going to be
the
rough.
the two the three things that are really scaring me. One is the way it looks. I just don't think it looks very good from an aesthetic standpoint. Two is the battling. They've
Yeah.
they've moved into a real time style of battling, and that's not the way I like playing my Pokemon. And I don't know if I'm going to like that here. And then the third thing is this kind of almost like Dying Light day night cycle
Yeah.
thing of you catch the Pokemon during the day, you battle them at night,
Yeah.
you go into certain zones to do battle, and then other zones are for catching. And I just liked Legends Arceus being a
It
big
was so
world
good.
that you went around,
Yep.
and we talked about in those days that I kind of wanted that to be my Pokemon Snap. Like, I don't even have to catch the Pokemon. What if I just like went around in a big open world, big open environment, and was just there to take pictures of Pokemon? Wouldn't that be cool? And
Well,
I
if you
think they're taking it in a different direction from what I'd like.
if you're going to get this on the Switch too, with the DLC, it will set you back $100 for all that.
But good news, you get a specific Mega Stone, so
Yeah.
you can get these. You can get a Mega Raichu X or whatever that kind of looks like shit. Oh,
Well,
Pokemon,
we'll
man, it's rough.
we'll get through these next wave of games a little bit quicker here
Yeah,
as
yeah.
we're wrapping up. But I don't know. I don't know what to think there, man. I just don't know how to feel.
It's a little difficult. On the 17th, Keeper is coming to PC and Xbox Series X. This is a Double Fine game, so a Microsoft game. Take that with what you will. But I think this game looks cool.
It
Like,
looks. I love the style.
Double Fine continues to be really creative. The idea that you are a animate lighthouse
Mm-hmm.
is a cool, quirky idea.
It's got a very
It
Tim Burton look to it.
Totally. It's a shame that it's PC and Xbox only because that's where they're owned. I mean, other Xbox Game Studio games are coming to PlayStation. We'll talk about one here in a little bit. So it's sad to me that Keeper is being locked to
If it
Microsoft
has
consoles.
the breakout success of a game like Psychonauts, I think you'll see it move over there.
Fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yeah.
On the 21st, Ninja Gaiden 4 comes to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. These are not our games, right? Like
No.
these are hard as nails action games.
Yeah.
That's not generally our genre. I like the way these games look.
Yep.
This one specifically, Team Ninja is getting help from Platinum Games. There are a lot of Platinum games that we like, that at least I like.
100%.
And Platinum games feel like they are a little bit more accessible. Like they you can up the difficulty and make them kind of hard as nails too, but I feel like Platinum games are games that you can finish, and Ninja Gaiden is not necessarily supposed to be that. So I wonder if this is actually poisoning the well for people who really like Ninja Gaiden games if you got Platinum on it. But I also think that seeing the Ninja Gaiden name still scares off people like you and me. So who was this game for? I don't know. Like maybe it ends up being the best of both worlds and everybody loves it. But I have a little trepidation about a game like this, just based on the history of that series. Looks great though.
It does.
Very very pretty game with a lot of cool shit in it. On the 21st, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 comes to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Bobby, you are more interested in this game than
I've
me.
not played this ever. I've people love that first game. My cousin is obsessed with it. He has been following.
That 2004 game was hugely popular.
Yeah, this thing's been kind of in development hell.
Yes.
I don't know what to expect from that. I will be able to play it though because he's going to buy it and I'll get to check it out. So I might fire it up and see what it's all about. I don't know hardly anything about him though. It's never been on my map to check out and play.
Yeah, I hear like the cool RPG-ness of these games, but at the same time, man, it's 2025. I think I've dealt with enough vampires at this point. I know you played V Rising and have other vampire stuff that you're
I just
into,
watch
but
Sinners. I mean, like I'm fine with it. If I don't get exhausted by subject matter if it's a good story. If it's good writing, if there's cool stuff with it, I can handle it. Like I don't get exhausted by like oh, this is a superhero, so I can't watch it. Like I've never been that type of person. I get exhausted by just repetitive. Oh, zombies are hot, so here's more slop. Like make it inventive, do something cool with it. I will support it if the art and the medium warrants it, but I get more frustrated with the laziness of oversaturation than I do the subject matter. It's the writing or the development that for both like TV, movies, games.
Yeah,
But I
I think that's
understand.
fair.
I understand how people feel like, oh, I don't want to see the Avengers. I don't want to see any more zombies have been like a lot. I get that.
Yeah. I do like at least they show off the different vampire clans in here. It
Yeah.
seems like the different clans have a lot of very different feels to them of the moves that they use, the tactics that they employ, the costuming that they have. That stuff all seems really cool to me to have. It's not just being a vampire. It's you're this specific clan of vampire and you do you know blood magic-y stuff, or
Yeah.
you're this other kind and you're all about melee combat and knives and shit. And I think
Yeah.
that stuff sounds pretty cool. Also on the 21st, Dispatch comes to PS5 and PC. Uh, there's
Yeah.
there's a lot of this one's got a big cast of people in it.
This is
Yeah.
one that had the guy that played Jesse from Breaking Bad. I can't think of the actor's name. He
Okay.
he,
Yeah.
he voices like the main character in it. Aaron Paul, and there's a bunch of other like celebrities that lend their voice to this one. The art looks fantastic on this. So you work at a superhero agency. You are a dispatcher, and you are dispatching superheroes to events, and you are building relationships with these superheroes, and with that, like you will unlock things that will make them more capable. So you're like, hey, Bobby or Chase might be better to go and get this cat out of the tree, where this guy might be better for this type of thing. But I like the tinkering a whole lot with it, and like matching up and like kind of running the Oracle side of the superhero business. I think that sounds really cool. People lost their ever loving mind over this demo. People were going crazy over it, and I had it downloaded, never got around to it. But this has been on my radar for a while now because I think it seems like a very cool flip of a genre.
Yeah. Double Fine, actually, since we were just talking about Double Fine, they had a mobile game that was basically this. It was like
cool.
a management sim where you were dispatching superheroes to take on specific jobs. Can't remember what it was called, like Super Inc. or Superheroes Inc., something like that. But this reminds me a lot of that, but certainly taken up a handful of notches. On the 23rd, Moonlighter 2 Endless Vaults comes out to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X. I'll get out of the way. Bobby, you have the floor.
Dude, Moonlighter is such a cool thing. Like, I love the tinkering of shopkeeping. I love the Zelda-ness of dungeon crawling. They're taking a really bold swing here, man. They completely reinvented the art style, going into more of a three-dimensional isometric game. But they've really deepened the shop mechanics as well. And there's some cool stuff that happens when you're doing your runs now. If you get like an item that might be worth a lot of stuff, it could have negative impacts on other stuff within your backpack. So you have resource management because you want to maximize all you're bringing back to the shop. So you run to the dungeons at night, get all your shit, come back, sell it during the day, expand your arsenal, expand your skills. Really cool boss fights. It's like Moonlighter was one of my favorites. I've been so hyped for this one. I played the demo. It was great. Very, very, very ready for this one.
Nice. Very cool. On the 24th, Once Upon a Katamari comes to PC, Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X. And man, I think Katamari is great, but speaking of kind of being tired of something or something having run its course, there've been so many Katamari.
There's so many Katamari games,
all
man.
Play the same. And what's really disappointing to me is that you got Keita Takahashi who's going out and doing other stuff. Like To a T came out earlier this year, which whatever you think about it, I think that game was definitely a switch, definitely something different and new from Katamari. So to see yet another Katamari game come out that plays basically like all the other ones. I don't know what the gimmick one here is, or if they even have a gimmick. But I've rolled up enough stuff for one lifetime. I think I might be good on this one, but they're still making them. Let's talk about Recreation,
Let's
Bobby,
do
which
it.
is coming out October 28th. This is coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. So this is a new racing slash destruction game from some former Burnout devs. Uh, it looks pretty good.
It looks fun. It looks fast and destructive, which is what you want from one of these, man. This looks cool.
Yeah, I thought this was like a new Wreckfest
Yeah,
game,
there is a
but
new one coming out, but not this. This looks.
yeah, like it's a brand
Oh,
new thing from
THQ's
Brand New
making this
Studio.
one too. Interesting.
So, could be cool. I'll
Yeah.
keep an eye on it. On the 29th, Outer Worlds 2 comes to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Um, so this game, made by Obsidian, an Xbox studio, is getting a PS5 release, but not
Yeah.
the Double Fine game. What the fuck?
Oh, dude, I think that those are difficult to compare to one another. Like, one, Obsidian is the darling for them. They are the ones that are actually like shipping and making good on the promise that Microsoft's been shoveling.
So wouldn't those be system sellers then? Wouldn't you want to keep those away from the competition?
No,
I don't know.
because what is an Xbox right now? But I think that this is they got the numbers. They have direct numbers from the Outer Wilds to see like
Worlds.
install base. I'm sorry, Worlds. Thank you.
We all make that mistake.
But this one, I think 100% the ROI. Like they will. This probably has a higher overhead of like cost to recoup than Keeper does.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think that this is really, unfortunately, probably more of a P&L story versus a merit story. I'm with you. Like, hey, Microsoft, if you're gonna do this, just like release everything everywhere. Yeah. Like it doesn't, like, people don't care to pick and choose. Like, if you are saying that you don't care where people play your games, then stick to it. Like, either be exclusive or not. Like, it's very strange how they do it. I would imagine, man, Keeper will probably find its way to a PlayStation or a Switch.
Yeah, it's probably more of a timed exclusive in the grand scheme of things, and they'll see how it does on Xbox, and if it does well in those spaces.
People are hyped. Like, this thing's got a shit ton of views already. Like,
people really dug the first game. I didn't finish it, but I played it.
I had a really good time with it.
Thought it was good. I have a coworker who fucking mainlined this game and wrung every single thing out of it. So
everything I see here seems so much better.
Obsidian makes real good games, man. It's a shame for me that they are a Microsoft studio, but they make some cool.
Grounded 2 has been so much fun.
Let's move on to the third. That wasn't me dismissing that.
No.
Knowing that we want to move on. I know I don't care about Grounded 2, but I know you do, and I know that's a good game. Let's talk about Arc Raiders, which is actually for real coming out on the 30th.
This was announced before the finals, and they shipped the finals first.
Yeah.
This has there's a lot of really good dudes behind this one, and I know that this genre is a little weird right now, but this has had 2 private betas. There's an open beta, like a server slam, happening on the 17th to the 19th of October. I think this is it, man. I think this is the one that people are going to rally behind. The gameplay clips.
This is the last chance for this genre.
In my opinion, yes. And I think this is the one that actually has people genuine. Like, this had such a positive reception, and this, in my opinion, is also one of the nails in the coffins of what's the Bungie one?
What's the Bungie one? Yes, Destiny.
No,
you mean Marathon?
Marathon, yeah, because Marathon, they had their big.
Bobby, they already put the nail in their own coffin. They didn't need. Arc Raiders didn't have to do anything. It's like that Mario Party meme where everybody rolls off the edge and Luigi's the only one left. Like he didn't have to do shit.
So the premise here is robots destroyed the top of the surface. You live underground. You come up to get their tech and fight them. They're called arcs. So you can team up with other people to kill the arcs and get their shit, or you can kill other people and take their stuff and bring it back down. But it looks really cool, man. I don't know if this is a free to play. I think it is.
I didn't think it was.
Oh, maybe it's not. But I am very on board for checking this one out.
I'm just looking to make sure. Arc Raiders pre-purchase on Steam for $40. It is
Okay.
not free.
All right.
Yeah, as a person who continues to live clean from Destiny after playing multiple thousands of hours of Destiny, this is a genre I tend to want to stay away from because I know the time it takes from me.
Yeah.
And I'd rather spend that time playing a lot of other video games instead. But I have to admit that this is the one that feels like it could potentially
I know.
pull me back into
I'm
this kind of
right there
thing.
with you, man. It'd be wild if you and I had a game that we were both playing like we did with Destiny at one point in time. That would be, that in itself would make me feel very excited about playing this game.
Yeah.
If I knew that you were there.
For me, it was never going to be Anthem. It was never going to be The Division. There's a handful of other games that have tried something in this vein that complete non-starters. Yep. And I don't know if it's just the vibe that they're going with in this or the art style, but something about it has made me much more interested in this than any other game that has tried this kind of not MMO but massively multiplayer game that
I'm right there with you, man. Like
style to it.
This will be a day one pickup for me. There's been already like enough confirmed this is good. I'm gonna definitely check this one out.
All right. Also on the 30th, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake comes to PC, Switch 2, PS5, and Xbox Series X. Man, this came real quick, didn't it?
Yeah, it sure did.
I still haven't finished the third one. I liked the third one quite a bit. These two games are much shorter than the third game. I know the first game you're only one character, Erdrick, I believe, and then I think the second game you might still just be one character. No, I know. I guess 2 has a party with it. But yeah, I'm still playing 3. I haven't gone back to it in a long while, but that's the one I feel like I need to keep on playing. Sure. But again, I think it's really cool that these games are now more available to people. They have a new coat of paint on them if that's what you need. But those original games are cool video games, and I think people should play them however they can.
Hell yeah.
And then we will end the month on Halloween, the 31st, with Mina the Hollower, which is coming out on everything. PC, Switch, Switch 2, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. It's the new Yacht Club game. Which is pretty exciting. We're done with Shovel Knight. We're on to
the next
completely new character. I know that we played this, or you played this on a Steam Next Fest stream, and struggled a little bit with it. I don't know if it was just the UI design or the way things looked, or maybe it was just difficult. But we were having some trouble, I remember.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Moonlighter 2 is coming out in November now.
Okay, so, well,
scratch
hey,
that.
One less pick that Bobby has to make for October.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah.
Down to only 20 games instead of 21. I'm interested to see about Mina the Hollower. It's got that Link's Awakening art style to it, and I just dig the way it looks. And that team has made some really good feeling games in the past, and so I kind of want to give it a shot. Bobby, I know we got to wrap it up, so let's talk about
picks
that we have for the month. Why don't I start, because it's shorter?
Yes. Why don't we do that?
Like we said, we're both pretty trepidatious about Pokemon Legends ZA, but we're still checking into it. I will almost assuredly play that game, but I don't know if I will.
I'm not going to pre-order it. I'm not going to do that.
It. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. Ball Pit, I think Ball Pit looks really cool. I can't wait to play Ball Pit, and then and it won't be much longer now. I mean, it's out right now.
You're gonna play it. You're probably gonna play it tonight, right?
No. I'm gonna eat some food and maybe watch a show or something.
Okay.
But I imagine that this weekend will be a lot of Digimon Storytime Stranger. So that's what I've got going on. Bobby, how about you?
Sir. I will be playing Arc Raiders. I will be playing the Outer Worlds 2. I will be playing Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I will be playing Keeper. I will be playing potentially Pokemon Legends.
I was waiting. Like, is he going to say that for this?
And definitely playing Ball Pit, and I'm currently very much playing and enjoying Ghost of Yotei.
Very nice. So like we said, next week we got a big show with a lot of what you've been playing.
I'm very excited for next week's episode.
Some talk about Microsoft, some talk about just video games, the video game industry in general, which is going through some weird transitions in times, the EA news, all that kind of stuff. So we'll discuss that next week.
Very cool episode next week.
Yeah, Bobby, I'll hand it back to you to wrap up the show.
Yes, sir. We got a lot of stuff happening this week, including a new DLC with a puppy dog in Fights in Tight Spaces, which is one of our favorite games. You can go watch that VOD, and you can currently get that DLC on PC only for $9. We did our October games preview tonight, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, Chase, for all the hard work here. And I am still on track for checking out Jump Space, Borderlands 4, or Grounded 2, maybe even Ghost of Yotei. I don't know if I'm going to do an earlier stream or a later stream. It'd be easier if I could do that after Sarah and the dogs go to bed. So I might either do it during the day, like afternoon, or in the evening. But we will have something up on Friday, and I will be showing off a game for you all. What about you, man?
I've got Chasey K Plays, my YouTube channel. New episode of Chasey K Plays out today. The final episode of Retrenched, my Iron Brigade playthrough. We're done. We finished it.
Done.
Saw credits. Great. I had a really good time with that. And then we're moving on next week to Knights of the Old Republic 1, which is a pretty cool video game that I'm looking forward to going back to and showing it off. It's been a long while since I played that, so it'll be kind of new to me. That'll be exciting.
Hell yeah.
There will also be a new episode of Pilot Program coming out pretty soon. I've got it recorded and in the can. I just need to chop it up, add some effects to it, and put that out there. But Pierce and I watched Halt and Catch Fire, the AMC show that came out in 2014. It was kind of like right after Breaking Bad and Mad Men. So it was kind of, okay, what else do you got for us? And this is what they had. We ended up having a really good time and a really good conversation about that show. And I'm actually kind of looking forward to watching more episodes of Halt and Catch Fire, maybe tonight. I don't know. We'll see.
There you
go. But look forward to that. Probably coming out this weekend or maybe early next week. So a lot of new content for both Pilot Program and Chase K Plays.
Right on. Well, we'll be back on Friday. Chase, thanks for all your help here, and we'll talk to you all, if you're not streaming with us on Friday, next week.